What is going on, guys? Cujo06241 here, and this is another sports vlog. This one's a little early. It's Tuesday, October 21st. The time is 10:18 p.m. And I wanted to get this out early to you guys because Creepypastathon has been a bit hectic for me. I still have to record some more for that. And I didn't want to push this off until Thursday and then get it uploaded on Saturday. I also don't have any subjects written down. This is complete improv. And I don't think I have too much to cover this time. I don't know. I don't have anything written down. So let's just go for it. The big game, Michigan State, is on Saturday. You know what, guys? I don't care what the hell the spread is. I know Michigan State is obviously the favorite in this game, but I don't give a shit. I bleed maize and blue, and I will root for Michigan. And they have a chance because Michigan State is really overlooking Michigan, and so are the fans. And there is some bad blood this time around. I've seen so much shit being said about Michigan State. You know, the fans really aren't getting along right now. And you know what? That's fine. Whatever. But I'm not going to take any shit from no fucking Spartan fans because they're heavy favorites in this game. And it's not even the first time they've been heavy favorites. Back when I was in 7th grade, Michigan State was 5-0. Michigan was like 3-2. Michigan looked really bad. They were sluggish. And Michigan ended up winning the fucking game. I do think Michigan State will probably win this game, but I couldn't care less. I'm a very passionate fan, and I'm going to root for Michigan. And the key for Michigan to win this game is to find a hole in Sparty's defense, which is possible. Purdue did it. They found a hole in Sparty's defense. They just couldn't win the game. Nebraska found a hole in Sparty's defense. They just couldn't win the game. And actually, Nebraska kind of got screwed on a pass interference call that wasn't made. Something I've noticed about Sparty's defense, I haven't seen them defend the pass very well. I know that sounds stupid, but I've noticed that when it comes to like long passes down, Friday the 13th, I'm watching AMC Fear Fest, so don't believe me here, I'll show you. See? AMC Fear Fest. Alright. Just so you know, nothing's going on in my basement. Something I noticed is, against Oregon, Oregon was passing the ball like crazy, and Sparty's defense at that point was hit or miss. It still looked pretty good, but they were having trouble defending the pass, and I've noticed that with Purdue and Nebraska. If you can spread their defense out, their secondary, if you can spread their secondary out and chuck the ball around, they may have a hard time adjusting. The Spartans' defense isn't what it was last year. So Michigan can win this game if they just kind of spread the ball around, and I don't give a fuck what the spread is. I want Michigan to win this game, and I want to see it happen. Shut these fucking Sparties up! Alright, some football, NFL news. The Lions came back in a nail-biter and beat the Saints 24-23. This is good. I was a little disappointed at first. The offense is still having some trouble, but where it counts, they still managed to win the game, so I can't complain too much. New Orleans is really having some issues. I didn't think they would, be able to handle the Lions. So I definitely am not surprised to tell you guys that, Lions won. The Lions defense looked really good. The defense, I honestly think the defense saved them. Because had they not picked off Drew Brees at the end of that game, they would have won. Plain and simple. The Saints would have won the game. No doubt in my mind. Matt Stafford looked awful. I mean, he had, 2 touchdowns, I think? Maybe 1, I don't know. But he had 3 picks. That's a bad sign. If you're going to be a good quarterback, you can't be throwing picks. And I think if Matt Stafford keeps up with the interceptions, he may need to get benched and put Kellen Moore in. Now, that may sound stupid, but the offense is just not clicking. And I know No Calvin Johnson. I get it. But you know what? You got to learn to adjust without him. Because Calvin Johnson's the best receiver in the game, and I will admit that. But teams are going to find ways to, to hold him. And yeah, there hasn't been too many teams that could, but it's not impossible. And I know that's why they brought Golden Tate in, but even you can have all the talent in the world. If your offense isn't syncing up, this movie's terrible. If your offense isn't syncing up, you're not going to win many games. The Lions are in London this Sunday. The game is going to be televised at 9 in the morning, so I got to be up a little early. They play the Falcons. They shouldn't have a hard time with this one. The Falcons are really up and down, and I'm just not confident in them. I think if the Lions have to look out for something, though, it's Devin Hester. Do not kick the ball to him. Don't let Matt Ryan get the ball to him at all. Devin Hester's a great receiver. I really do think he is a Hall of Fame receiver. He broke Deion Sanders' record. I mean, come on. If the Lions can shut down Devin Hester, they will be fine. So the keys to the Lions winning the game, offense needs to wake up, and they need to contain Devin Hester. If they can do that, they should have no problem with this. Okay, let's talk Patriots. The Patriots may sign Alan Branch, the Michigan man, so I'm happy about that. They also made a trade for a linebacker. They got Akeem Ayers from the Tennessee Titans. He's a linebacker. I've heard of him. He's pretty good. The fact that I've even heard of him and he's in Tennessee, it says a lot already. But the Patriots have needed a linebacker, and this is the answer. Gerard Mayo's out for the season. You got to make a trade. And Akeem Ayers, good pickup. I'm really happy with this. And Alan Branch signing, that's good too. I like the direction the Patriots are going in. But now I want to talk about the Chicago Bears, because that's who the Patriots play this Sunday. Chicago, I think, is a good team. I know they're going through a little bit of some drama because, big surprise, Brandon Marshall shooting his mouth again, calling out Jay Cutler. And I'll give Brandon Marshall one thing. Jay Cutler sucks. I mean, that's not what he said, but I don't think Jay Cutler is really that good. And I think a lot of Bears fans would agree with me on that. Jay Cutler is not a good quarterback. He throws too many picks. He's inconsistent. It's just not good. So I think the Patriots' keys to winning this game is basically the same as the Lions. They have to contain Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall, and they got to put pressure on Jay Cutler, which they should be able to do. The Patriots have one of the best defenses in the league. I think number 4, I want to say. It's something like that. They're top 5. Well, I'm not worried about them against Chicago. Birdie in the offense looks really good still. They looked good Thursday. They looked good last Thursday. So I think they can win this game. I'm not worried about them. What I'm really, I don't want to get too much into this right now, but they play Denver after Chicago. That is the game I am waiting for. But I'm not about to overlook Chicago. You can't overlook Chicago because that's what Michigan State is doing to Michigan, and you don't do that because that's how you lose. All right, guys, little baseball update. The Giants are destroying the Royals. It is the bottom of the 6th, 2 out. Eric Hosmer's batting. It's 5-0 in San Francisco. Here's something funny I want to tell you guys. If you guys haven't heard, in San Francisco, they actually banned the song Royals by Lorde, and it's going to stay banned until after the World Series is over. I just think that is hilarious. I really do. And actually, Lorde did say that she was inspired to write that song because she saw a picture of George Brett. So, let's be honest. I think they would have banned it even if that wasn't the case. All right, guys, let's talk hockey. I am a little pissed right now, and if you saw the Canadiens and Red Wings game, you would know why. Okay, I know I didn't really get to touch upon the Toronto series this past Friday and Saturday. Detroit swept Toronto in the home-and-home series, 4-1 the first game, and then 1-0 in overtime in the second. So, okay, what happened in the first Toronto game? Well, Franzen had 2 goals, and Zetterberg had 4 assists. Nyquist had a goal. The Red Wings just looked absolutely dominant in this game, and Zetterberg, after having a terrible, terrible game on Wednesday against the Bruins, he really stepped up in this game. And then the second game, it was pretty tight. Jonathan Bernier was keeping Toronto alive, and Toronto, they did not want to lose this game. They did not want to get swept by their original 6 rival. That's what I love about these rivalry games, and that's why I love the fact that the Red Wings are in the Eastern Conference now, so we're going to get more original 6 matchups. You know, we're still playing Chicago twice a year, so yeah. Well, it's coming down to the last few seconds in overtime, and what does Henrik Zetterberg do? He guns one in and gets the goal. Red Wings win 1-0 in overtime. They go 3-1-1. Bingo. They head to Montreal tonight. And the Red Wings, man, oh my God, they're just playing solid defense. Solid defense. And Jakob Kindl and Kyle Quincy really stepped up in this game. Brendan Smith made some good plays. I love seeing our young players perform. And the Red Wings, they played a great fucking game tonight. And they should have won. But guess what happened? The refs fucked them over.
Of course!
Yeah, here's how it went. It's 1-0 Red Wings. Pavel Datsyuk backhands it, gets a goal on Carey Price. Well, they start waving the goal off. And they said that Justin Abdelkader was bumping into Carey Price, goaltender interference. You look at the replay, Carey Price was bumping into Abdelkader. He leaned into him. What a load of bullshit. They didn't even freaking review it. They didn't call Toronto, Gary Bettman, the officials, whatever. So I'm like, okay, fine. Let's just win it in regulation. Canadians score. Tie the game. 1-1. So we go in overtime. Guess what happens? Canadians win in overtime. I am not the least bit angry at the Red Wings for this. They played their asses off. And they got screwed by the refs. This is the second fucking time this year that the refs fucked the Red Wings over. And now they got to play Pittsburgh on Thursday night. And I'm willing to bet it'll happen again because Pittsburgh has Sidney Crosby. This is bullshit. Nothing pisses me off more than bad officiating. Even when it's going against another team that I don't like or just don't root for, I can't stand it. I hate seeing teams get fucked over because the refs don't know how to do their job. It makes me sick. I swear to God, when I saw this happen tonight, I was like, where's the urinal I can go throw up in? This is bullshit. And it's like I said on Twitter, those refs must be cheating on their wives. They sure love fucking the Red Wings. And my friend Jake on Twitter, at Habs Hockey Fan 93, please give him a follow if you are on Twitter. He's a cool guy. He's a Canadiens fan, and he was kind of agreeing with me. I mean, he's happy that the Canadiens won, but he did kind of tell, we're talking a little bit, and I said, I'm sorry, dude, but the refs fucked the Red Wings harder than a cheap hooker. And you know it, man. And he's just kind of, he's not arguing with me. But I understand, you don't want to go against your team, even when it's bullshit. There's been calls that have gone like the Red Wings, the Patriots, Wolverines, Lions, whatever, teams I root for. There have been calls that went for them that were a little questionable, and I was like, you know what, that probably shouldn't be a penalty, but I'll take it. Basically, I'm just seeing it on the other side, from the other side, basically the other side of the coin. But I'm still pretty pissed. And if this keeps happening, this is the second time of the fucking season, and we're still pretty early in the season. Bullshit. Unacceptable. These, at the very least, they should have reviewed it. Bullshit. All right, guys. I'm calm now. That's all I have for you today. Follow me on Twitter at Cujo06241. We can talk more sports, bullshit calls, whatever. If you like what you see, you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. As always, guys, have a great day. This is Cujo06241, fucking signing out.